All right. Oh, I like that. That was fun. Well, cats and kittens, welcome to another Saturday Night Synthesis. My name is Alex, and I'm here as your host this evening. Tonight is an episode we like, and by we, I mean only me, like to call Meowsic Madness, because it's all music written for and performed on the B-Toys Meowsic Keyboard, which is as apparently technologically adaptable as it is adorable. And it's very popular with the synth bending community, which is not about having sex with keyboards. It's instead something else. And we're going to learn about that tonight. What else we got tonight? James is back. James is going to play a couple songs. He's been working on a couple songs. He wants to play them for us, and I'm really excited about that. If you would like to, but James is not, however, using an animal-themed keyboard. So if you would like to complain about that, or complain about the use of animal-themed keyboards, or you have strongly held opinions about the shape of the Earth, please put it in our comment section on the YouTube page, the Frederick Foxtrott YouTube page. And while you're there, why don't you like and subscribe to the video? Maybe check out some of our other videos. Subscribers, too. We are only 969 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers, and that is our goal. And I think we're a week away. I think exponential numbers, as is my understanding, that's how math works. Ahmad, can you speak to that? Is that how math works? That numbers get big and then we do now?
Exactly. If we treat it exactly the same way how we're treating the current health crisis, there will be exponential growth.
That's what I've learned about that. Jamie's here too tonight. Jamie, how you doing?
Great. I love exponential numbers. I think that they double all the time. It's fun to be here. And I love you guys. I think it's great. It's exciting. I think it's an amazing piece of line.
I'm just sitting there staring at you on the thing. Oh man.
No, it's just so. Yes.
Eric, I do think that was dope though. I always like I mean, you were playing that keyboard for me, and I was just really impressed by how nice the sound's coming out of it, how good the keyboard sounds, how nice the different settings are. I know you're going to talk more about it later, but can you just talk a little bit about the keyboard itself, just kind of what you're playing on it tonight, kind of what it is?
So this is the B-Toys Meowsic Keyboard. It's a kid's keyboard. You can get at Target or Walmart or any place. And what's really great about it is that it's been on the shelf for years now, and they haven't changed a thing because it flies off the shelf. Everyone buys it. It's the best quality children's keyboard that exists.
I'm really looking forward to hearing you talk about a little bit more about the keyboard and how you modified it, how you drilled out its tiny kitty eyes in your anti-cat bloodlust. But first, before we talk about that, James got a couple songs. He's going to play them for us while Eric sets up for his next segment. So James, whenever you're ready. James, that was amazing. That was really cool. How do you make the kind of spacey that spacey effect that you overlaid over the thing? Because I thought that I really liked it.
That was my MFOS SoundLab Mark II that I built myself.
What does MFOS stand for?
Music from outer space.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Unfortunately, he passed away from cancer a few years ago, but this guy, Ray Wilson, his website's still up. It's how I kind of got started with the whole synthesis thing, because basically I started by just wanting to, I used to build a lot of electronic stuff and do a lot of soldering, and I was just itching to build something. And also was kind of interested in getting into music stuff, but mostly is so I could build something. So that's the first one I built.
That's wild.
Yeah.
James is the one who got me into soldering. He's the one who got me into getting interested in putting together the modular synthesizer. Is there something that we call the 3U Eurorack? Is there something that is kind of a standard name for the 5U system?
Well, that's not really. Because Moog is not exactly the same. So I started building an MOTM based one. Then there's the Buchla. The MFOS is based on Buchla, which is 4U actually. So.
Eurorack wasn't the first to use the smaller patch cables. Buchla did as well, and they were much earlier, I think, from the 60s. But I don't know much about Buchla. It's kind of like one of those systems where people who are into it kind of are really into it. Yeah.
It was the West Coast system, so.
Right, exactly. It was the West Coast system versus the East Coast.
Moog was really dominant by far, so.
And I watched a documentary recently that talked about how there's the East Coast versus the West Coast sound. The West Coast is much more machine music. I don't actually agree with this distinction that the West Coast is much more glitchy, machine music, noisy.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that.
And then Moog is much more but if you look at
the East Coast way was to try and synthesize sounds
to recreate a trumpet.
Basically try to make a machine make sounds that we are familiar with. And then the West Coast was wait, why don't we listen to all the sounds that we never heard before, more kind of thing.
No, so I get that that is the canonical view.
I mean,
I'm just saying I own a lot of records from the late 60s and early 70s using Moog, the Moog system, that are extremely having.
I think it's I think that people designing it, the engineers, they were into everything, but they had to sell it a certain way, and it's switched on Bach, because people know Bach, and then you're it's the gentlest way to introduce people to this new sound, but I think it's oversimplifying it to say one coast is one way and the other.
I think there are very big notable exceptions to this. Maybe is the way we could meeting in the middle would the halfway point would be to say that largely the East Coast was to synthesize sounds like trumpets and violins, and to kind of take the synthesizer to replicate sounds of instruments that we already have, versus the West Coast, which was just to completely blow the top off and do something different. I think there are huge notable exceptions in which.
Yeah. Well, the Buchla sound easel, the way they were marketing that was they were selling it like a paint set, you can explore sounds.
Right. Which sure. And I think that's make noise, I think.
Yeah. Now they're everything's getting hybridized, the best of all worlds, so.
Did Buchla use patch cables, or did they use banana cables?
Banana, yeah. That's what I have.
Yeah.
Because I have a patch. So the thing is routed internally, but it also has patch, so.
One of my favorite synthesists, Alessandro Cortini, loves Buchla. So
yeah.
But anyways,
I was just really into that conversation. I think that stuff's super fascinating. I was thinking James' synthesizer as the one that looks like it's about to go Skynet and launch all the nuclear missiles at us. But it's anyway. So that's really cool, and I really like that stuff, James. I like all your stuff so much. And I thought the effects over it were really cool. And anyway.
Okay, yeah, I actually got to sign off, so I didn't realize.
James, thank you so much.
All right, yeah, thanks, guys. I'll see you later.
Well, that was certainly a worthwhile interlude. I'm feeling better already. Little James, soothe my soul.
This right here is what we were playing, what I was playing. I mean, I was actually not using it that much. I was kind of like using it as the kind of main lead of the track, which I was trying to have be a really chill and not very imposing. A long time ago, maybe 4 years ago, me and a bunch of friends were driving, and we decided that we wanted to go garage sailing. So we saw a couple garage sales, and we stopped by, and I saw this just sitting there, and I bought it for $2. And I was really getting into soldering, and I was thinking about what, there's kind of a subculture of people really fascinated with electronics, of what's called circuit bending, where you take toys and you bust open the back, taking certain parts of the circuit and just soldering them out of order and seeing what happens. So I decided, hey, I want to kind of circuit bend this, but I didn't want to circuit bend it. In the end, all I wanted to do was to make it so that I can bypass the internal speaker and just have a out with an attenuator so that I can control the volume. So what I did was I bought it, and then I subsequently let it sit in my house for another 3 years before I did anything with it. And in the meantime, there's a guy by the name of Simon the Magpie. He's a YouTuber, and he bought this and then decided to do exactly the same thing. And I was heartbroken because I was like, this was my idea. But he did it, and he's such an amazing content creator, so I'm not going to even begin to lament the fact that he thought of this too, because I think he put out a couple albums in which every sound on it is just sampled from this toy. I'll put a link down in the description. I definitely would suggest that you go out and look into some of his stuff and beyond just circuit bending kids' toys, he does everything. So here is the Meowsic, the B-Toys Meowsic. So this, like, that bell sound is what I just love.
Yeah, so if it's the guitar thing, can you put it into your pedals?
That's what it is. It's going through my pedals right now. So this is the Montreal Assembly Count to 5. It's a guitar pedal, but it's actually, I mean, to call it a guitar pedal anymore, so many pedals these days that are boutique pedals are almost also thought about running a synth through them as well, or a piano, electric, some kind of electric instruments. When you think of guitar pedals anymore, it's really a mistake to just think of them as guitar pedals. I really just call them effects pedals. And in fact, you can almost think of a pedal board as analogous to a modular system, right? Where each pedal is its own kind of effect, that you have a signal chain in which you transfer the guitar sound through this and then into, let's say, a reverb, or on this side of it, I would have like a distortion pedal, or some kind of gain effect pedal. So it's kind of modular in its own sense as well, and
Well, thanks, Eric. That was great. That's going to be it for us tonight, guys. Putting some extra prep work in for next week, Ambient Week. Get excited. Actually, I'm really excited about Ambient Night. You're going to want to smoke them if you got them, because it's going to be wall-to-wall ambient music. And also, we're going to have some cool videos. We're going to have James is going to bring back his video synthesizer, which I'm really excited about. And also Hamad, who is currently playing VR right now, is going to come back next week and play some VR. He's got a couple of really cool programs that he's going to be doing so we can have some visuals during the ambient music next week. So I'm really looking forward to that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And look in the in the episode details too for stuff about B-Toys for the Montreal Assembly Count to 5 pedal. And do like and subscribe to videos. And thanks for coming by. And we're looking forward to next week. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. I don't give a fuck.